everybody. So we know we're in the portion of Metzora, and we need to know from the point of Metzora, what is Metzora? Leprosy, we talked about it last week. So, what can we learn about it? Metzora is somebody who gives a bad name for another human being. When we speak bad about another person, and we know speaking bad on another human being is making fun of the Creator, because the Creator created us in the image of God, B'Tselem, and we know B'Tselem means the image, or as my teacher Michael Maor from Yerushalayim said, there is difference between Tselem and Dmut. Dmut is within the word Mavet, Dalet Mem Vav Taf. Dmut is also can be translated into an image, Dmut v'Tselem. But God specifically used the word Tselem. Why specifically Tselem? The word Tselem has 3 columns, Tzadik, Lamed, V'Mem. And that's basically build the image of the soul. When we speak bad about another human being, as it creating as if we're speaking bad about the Creator. Now, because we are very close to Passover, we have to watch what we speak or what we say. The whole Passover is based on saying the words of the Haggadah. You gotta say the words. Pronounce the words. And when you are pronouncing those words, you're activating the energy that you actually need to make a better year. But if your mouth is speaking bad about other people, then unfortunately, you're not giving yourself a chance to have the next year to be better. But before we go in there, when we say the word better, it sounds big. What is better? How do we understand better? Better what? Better situation with health, better situation with money, better situation with friend, better situation with whatever, better. Not larger, not more, better, quality. Why there is people who achieve their quality? So I said many times in my lecture, a human being is built from 3 columns. Desire, talent, and character. The talent is what you're born with. The character is what you achieve. The desire is how you take your talent and not let it kill you. Because if you were always busy with how good you are in something, you're good athletically, you're good with your voice, you're good with your teaching, it's talent, you're born with that. Or you study it lately. But do you have desire to have more? That has to do with the character. So where do you buy character? Character has to do with your ability to say no to things that usually you're saying yes to. That's how you build your character. Talent is about expressing your talent so you can share it with others. And desire is the engine that works those 2 forces together. When a person wants to speak bad, there's no benefit in it. There is no benefit of waking up in the morning, eating your breakfast, look at your wife and kids, look at your husband and friend, and tell them how bad your neighbor is. They're not going to benefit. You're not going to benefit. And the person you're speaking about definitely not going to benefit. So why are we doing it? Why are we so addicted to speaking bad about other people? Why we cannot hold it? And I'm taking actually a section from Tazria Zohar, not from Metzora. The reason I'm taking it because it's talking about leprosy to the details. And I'm taking it from Tazria of Kuf Ein Zain, Sulam, 177. And it's saying like this, ואם כל זה, אין רוח הטומאה, the impure system, יוצא ממקום הראשון, come from the first place, והקדושה אינה שורה על מקום טמא. Holiness will not dwell wherever there is impure system there. אמר רבי יצחק, למה לא להטריח כל כך לסתור הבית ולחזור לבנותו של המקום הראשון? Why in the time of Aaron, the high priest, Moses, why you had to destroy the house and then go build it again, but not in the first place where it was? בזמן הזה שאין נגעים כתוב, מעוות לא יוכל לתקן. In the old days, they used to destroy the house when there is leprosy in the wall, or leprosy because the people speak so much bad in this house, destroy it. Today, say the Zohar, מעוות לא יוכל לתקון. The disease of leprosy did not even appear after you speak bad. The disease did not even appear in the wall. כי ביום שנחרב בית המקדש, שאין נגעים נוהגים. After the temple, the holy temple in Jerusalem, destroyed, everybody has to be praying for the Jewish temple to be built. You don't have to be Jewish to pray for that. Christian, Muslim, I encourage you, Hindu, you want a real purpose? Don't just sit on the mountain and meditate. Because that's you achieving it. I'm talking to you, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jewish too. Pray for the temple to be built. The temple is a phone system to bring God into our universe. Stop being jealous if it's called Jewish temple or not. Stop with that. That purpose can serve us all. Not just Jewish people. All. Why? What is the temple? Is a vehicle to draw the light of wisdom or the chokhmah into this world, and through that will be no more chaos for all people. We call it the Jewish temple because the Jewish are in charge of making it happen. But look at the world. Did you ever see people standing up and say, I love Jewish people? Yeah, I love Israel and I love Jewish people. And I agree with whatever they do. They don't. I'm not saying Jewish people are perfect. I'm not here to do such a claim. And I'm not saying we're behaving correctly. But we need to wish for that temple to be built. And we have to understand that we need it to be built. Because other than that, this universe is not operating according to the way God created this universe. There is no purpose in this universe to sit on a mountain and meditate. It's very nice religion, Hindu. I respect Muslim and I respect Christianity. And I respect all religion. It's very nice. But it's not what God meant to be doing in this universe. You have to remember that. It's not what God meant to be doing in this universe. The universe was operating differently when the temple was here. Unfortunately, Jewish people, us, were not appreciating the gift that's called the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. That's why it was destroyed. But we need to find a way how we can build it again, and everybody has to help the Jewish people to go back to spirituality. No, not by mistake. In the Quran, or the Muslim has been called the Jewish to go back to their God. It's the goal, guys. It's nothing to do with who is better, who is worse. Please understand. So if you listen to me and you're not Jewish, please listen to me. This temple need to be built. Need to be built. When we build it, it will be no more chaos. Palestinian and Israeli will eat hummus together. There will be no more chaos. Iranian in Iran and Israeli will start talking to each other friendly. Everybody tried to sell you a solution for the idea. There is no solution. You need this temple to be there in Jerusalem. So that's it. Why? But why? It's a good question if you ask why. All the fixer try to fix the world by better behavior, by signing contract, by giving a land or giving money or making this religion more important. It's nothing to do with that. We need to bring God into the system. That system called universe, it cannot be operating without that injection of electricity called God himself. The injection of spirituality into this universe has to come through a vehicle. The vehicle is the temple. So the Zohar is telling us that in our days, there is no sign of negative or positive. When you do good, life become good, or when you do bad, life become bad. There is a glimpse of it, only to the spiritual people. But most people, when they do bad, they will do good. And if they do good, it doesn't mean they're going to have a good time. Because the universe is not connected to the system, to the operation. Kol Malchut, the Midat Adin, or Bchina Dalet, because that aspect is hidden. And the way you know it's been revealed in our universe is through the temple in Jerusalem. Please remember that. It's nothing to do with Zionism. Whoever came up with the Zionism idea don't understand spirituality or Kabbalah. Whoever came with the hating the Jew, anti-Semitism, don't have any clue about what this universe is about. No, this one is right, and no, this one is right. Nobody is right. There's one true essence into the what is the truth. Bringing the light of the Creator into our universe. The tool, temple in Jerusalem. For that reason, there is no more Metzoraim. There's no more leper. Nobody has leprosy. People have skin disease, but that's not leprosy. It's nothing to do with leprosy. Sometimes people come to me and say to me, Eliyahu, I spoke bad about my neighbor, and then my skin started feeling bad. He says, really? You really believe you're in that level of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? That every time you speak bad, right away the skin get a disease? That's gone. It don't exist anymore. We don't even deserve to be sick from speaking bad about another person. Because if that will happen, you can fix it. But the temple is not there, say the Zohar. So now the Zohar is sharing with us a story. It was a cave of people with leprosy. And let's see what they have there. אמר יצחק, רבי יצחק אסור לנו. רבי יצחק said, we are forbidden them. אם היה הולך לקבל רפואה מאדם גדול ירא חטא, כמו נעמן שהלך אל אלישע. He said, those people who try to get cure from the leprosy are not going to look for a prophet, for a holy person. Like Naaman, who was sick, he went to Elisha, the prophet, to help him. Then I will walk behind that person, said Rabbi Yitzchak. But this guy is not looking for a solution that comes from God. He's looking for a solution that comes from a human. אתה שהוא הולך לרחוקים מן העולם, שהם מצורעים ומכשפים, is going to weird people that have leprosy and they use witchcraft. That's the cave is going to cure his family. לרחוקים מן התורה, going to people who are far away from the Torah. מתועבים מכל, they're dirty from every wrong spiritual thing. אסור לנו להיראות לפניהם. We are forbidden to show ourselves to them. You know, sometimes there is people who date or marry couple. They come to talk to me, and they always want, how do I talk to my husband, or I talk to my boyfriend? How does my boyfriend talk to me? How does the boyfriend talk better to the wife? How the wife talk better to the husband? But they have no creativity of God in their life, no spirituality. And they want still things to work for them. If it works, you're in a big problem. If it doesn't work and you think God punish you, you're in a big problem. So what is the solution? First, bring the Creator into your life. And don't be busy if your boyfriend is supposed to be with you or not. If the boyfriend will stay with you after the Creator came into your life, that's a good thing. But do you want to have another arm in your back? It's actually not a bad idea to have another hand. You want to scratch your back? You want to shampoo, I don't know, in the back? Wonderful, right? But how come you don't want the arm? It's beautiful. Because it's not part of the creation of the image of God. It was not included in the tzelem. If it's included in the tzelem, so you don't have desire for it. But in the same time, you want that boyfriend. You want that husband, that woman to talk nicer to you. Why? If God doesn't want that to happen today, why do you wish for it to happen? That's what Rabbi Yitzchak said. I don't want to follow those people who go to that cave that they try to get solution for the leprosy from where? From where? From people who use witchcraft. What is witchcraft? They give you the illusion that your life is getting better, but it's only momentarily, but you would never know about it. Baruch הרחמן שהצילנו מהם. Thank God, Rabbi Yitzchak said, that God save us from them. ואותו אדם אסור לו לקבל רפואה מהם. And that human who go to see them, as a cure his family, he should not get medicine from them. אמר רבי יהודה, והרי למדנו בכל מתרפאים, חוץ מעצי השערה. We study, say Rabbi Yehuda, you're allowed to get cure from all the things if you have disease, beside עצי השערה, beside trees that use for witchcraft. It's in מסכת פסחים. אמר לו, זה עבודה זרה הוא. He said, that's an idol worshipping. ואסור, ולא עוד. אלא שכתוב, לא ימצא בך מעביר בנו וביתו באש. הלכו לדרכם. So they walk away from that place of witchcraft. הלך אותו אדם למערה, that human being went to that cave. הוא ובנו, he and his son. והניח אותו במערה, he left his son inside the cave. בעוד שיצא אביו לקשור חמורו, his father went to tie the donkey, יצא קיטור אש, steam of fire came from the land, והיכה את בנו בראשו, and hit his son in his head, והרגו, and killed him. בתוך כך נכנס אביו ומצאו שמת. His father went back into the cave, he found his son that is dead. לקח אותו ואת חמורו והלך לו. He took the dead son, put it on a donkey, and he walked away from them. אחר זה, after that, ביום אחר, יום אחד או אחר, מצא את רבי יצחק ורבי יהודה ורבי חזקיה שהיו הולכים. He saw the three rabbi that they were walking. Again, when it say walking, it doesn't mean physical walking. Zohar never talk about physical stuff. It's been walking from one sphira to another. He cried to them. Cry doesn't mean cry, but I want to give you the superficial level of the story. Tears coming from Chokhmah, from the tears, what does that mean? Extra amount of light that stay. He cried in front of them, סיפר להם המעשה, he told them what happened. אמר רבי יצחק said, וכאילו אמרתי לך פעמים הרבה שאסור ללכת שמה. I told you, you're not supposed to go to a cave like this. ברוך הרחמן שכל מעשיו אמת ודרכיו דין. אשריהם הצדיקים שהולכים בדרך אמת בעולם הזה, בעולם הבא. ולהם כתוב ואורך צדיקים הוא נוגע. I told you not to go there. אמר רבי אלעזר, בכל מעשיו של אדם צריך לו שיהיו כולם לשמו הקדוש. זה רבי אלעזר, what's the solution then? What's the solution of staying in this universe and being spiritual, do everything correctly? So whatever you do it for the name of God. מהו לשמו של הקדוש? What does that mean for the name of God? as the Zohar. היינו שיזכיר בפיו את השם הקדוש על כל מה שעושה. שיהיה הכל לעבודתו. Always when before you do something, יתרצה לשם ייחוד קודשה like we have in our, by the way, I forgot to tell you, our Agada came out, very proud of my wife, who put it all together, my daughter, who took 6 months to work hard to do it, and of course my two sons, Yehuda and Michael. Yehuda helped me with all the introduction, Michael helped me with all the kavanot, and of course the team that my daughter Racheli took from Yeshiva University for Girls in Stern. She took all of the team together and they worked very hard in making sure that Agadah will be easier for people to speak English and understand meditation and kavanot in a perfect way. So I really thank the Stern School and the Stern girls, Racheli, and my wife, which I had a lot of doubts that that's possible to manifest this Agadah. I was sure it's impossible to do Agadah in that Bentley or Rolls-Royce level or private jet level. I'm impressed. I have to say I'm impressed. You know, I had that idea in the back of my mind one day to do Agadah, but I never believe it's possible. Never believe it's possible. So here we go. We publish this amazing Agadah, and hopefully you will use it for this Passover. I'm going to talk about Passover in a second. But very important to what it says here. It says, שיזכיר בפיו את השם הקדוש, כל מה שעושה, כל העבודה, לא ישרה עליו סטרה אחת, משום שזה מוכן תמיד בן אדם, מעשה הוא שעושה, אבל כן, השתי או הערב, היה נטמע ורוח טובה שורה עליו. Say you have to be careful. Zohar said you have to be careful. When you're about to do spiritual thing, you're not alone. Meaning the dark side want a piece of it. Why? Because you live in a body. It's not just your soul doing the spiritual thing, not just your soul doing the mitzvah. the body do the mitzvah too. And if the body do the mitzvah too, then what happened? Then what happened? Because the body do the mitzvah as well, then the body want percent. Bakshish, you have to pay something. Who is the one who runs the body consciousness? The dark side. What do you think, your body run by you? Every time you want to eat, you think you want to eat? No, there's a force that forces you to eat. Food, sex, drugs, everything physical. Joy from everything. Recognize new clothes that you bought and you want people to compliment you. All body. All body. People looking at you and clap their hand. Body. Soul is love. Love to who? Love to the Creator. It's not love, I love you to a person. No. Love to the Creator. The soul came from the Creator. The soul is all about love, the Creator. Those two forces together, it's a miracle. The only creature in the world that get a chance of body and soul together mix is us, human. What about dogs, cat? Of course they have too, but they have it for tikkun. Meaning they're punishing the soul. They take the soul, not the soul actually, it's a lowest level of the nefesh. They take that part, inject it into a dog for, let's say, if the person commits some sexual intercourse in the wrong way. Put him in a dog, putting in a rabbit, putting in a queen bee. There's a lot of animal out there. Everybody can reincarnate to different things. But how do you prevent yourself? Always, always, always meditate. Whatever you do it for God. You eat for God. You drink for God. Because everything is part of God. Otherwise you are a thief. Somebody came to me and said, Eliyahu, there is a girl who liked me and I like the girl. We don't want to get married, but we want to make love. I said, you can't. I said, why not? He said, because it says a person should not steal. I said, what am I stealing? She agreed. I agree. I said, no, you can't agree. Your body is not yours. Her body is not hers. You cannot take the body away from God and say, she cannot give you her body, you cannot take her body. And she cannot take your body. So what do? There's a union called a wedding. I don't know if you heard of that. We are in such a low level that today wedding is not a big deal. Because wedding is basically either a person getting older or a person is looking for the best sex. People actually get married based on their sex quality. My book about sex is going to come out soon. You're going to read all about it. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm not trying to preach you. I'm just trying to wake you up. You got to connect God to everything. You're sitting on a chair. What a wonderful chair. The chair has fabric from an animal or skin. There's a wood from the trees. All of it created by God. So I'm not taking the chair because it's idle. I'm taking the Creator to put it, assembling everything together. That's what Rabbi Elazar is teaching us. So if you don't, then immediately the dark force take over. When you say that belongs to God, dark force say God is the ruler. I'm not getting involved. But if you forget to say that, it's been injected. רבי אלעזר היה הולך לראות את אביו. He went to see his father, רבי שמעון. היה עמו רבי אבא. רבי אבא was with him. He said to him, let's speak some Torah. We cannot just walk without Torah. So he said, פתח רבי אלעזר ואמר, אמרי נא אחותי את. When Abraham was walking down to Egypt, he said to his wife, please tell everybody you're my sister. מקרא זה קשה. He said, it's very tough for me, said רבי אלעזר. אברהם שהיה ירא חטא. Abraham that was all about יראה, fear and awe, respect to God, and love God unconditional. היה אומר ככה לאשתו, he tell his wife she's his sister. כדי שיטיבו בו, for the sake that people would be good to him. Where is his trust in God? What happened to his trust? ומשיב אל אברהם, אף על פי שהיה ירא חטא, לא שמח לזכות שלו. Abraham say, wait a minute. Of course, God want to do everything, but I don't have merit. You know why I don't have merit? Look who my father was. My father was not a good man. ולא רצה מן הקדוש ברוך הוא לגרוע מן זכותו. He also didn't want to bother God to try to save him. It's such a beautiful. אלא שמח לזכות של אשתו. But he knew that his wife has a lot of merit. שירוויח בשביל הכסף של שאר העמים כי כסף זוכה באדם בזכות אשתו. He knew he will be rich because of her. Why say the Zohar? כסף זוכה האדם בזכות אשתו. You want to know why a person is rich? Only because of his wife. You got the right wife, you become rich. זהו שכתוב, בית ואון נחלת אבות, ומהשם אישה משכלת. כי מי שזוכה באישה משכלת זוכה בכל. If you have married the right wife, a wise wife, what is a wise wife? She's wise enough to understand everything comes from God. That's why it's saying in Mishle, in Eshet Chayil, בטח בא לב בעלה ושלה לו יחסר. You want to make money? On Friday, always say that pasuk. Always. בטח בא לב בעלה, her husband trusted her, ושלה לו יחסר. Because he trusts her, his money is never going to stop. When you see a man who trusts his wife, money is coming all the time. But why is he trusting his wife? Because she trusts in God. It has to be a combination. Because what is the purpose of a man in the end of the day? To impress women. Zeir Anpin. What is Zeir Anpin? To give, to nourish, to impress. ואברהם היה הולך בזכותה לאכול שלל של שאר העמים. אברהם, through her, could receive all the shalal, all the money. שמח על הזכות שלה, שלא יוכלו להענישו ולצחק בה. He knew she is holy, and he knew nothing gonna happen to her. ושאת זה לא נתן להם כלום במה שאמר אחותי. That's why he says she is my sister. ולא עוד אלא שראה מלאך אחד הולך לפניה. He also saw an angel walk in front of her. ואמר לאברהם, אל תפחד בשבילה. And the angel went to Abraham and said, do not be afraid about Sarah. כי הקדוש ברוך הוא שלח אותי להוציא הכסף של שאר העמים לשמר מכל. God sent me, so the money of those dangerous people will come to you. ואז לא פחד אברהם. Then Abraham was not afraid. על אשתו, אלא על עצמו. So he wasn't afraid about her, he was afraid for himself. Because the angel told him, don't worry about her. He didn't say, don't worry about you. Don't worry about her. כי לא ראה המלאך עמו, אלא עם אשתו. The angel only came with Sarah, didn't come with Abraham. So when you go to Hebron next time, and you go to the Kever Sarah, I always tell people, go to Kever Sarah, pray, understand what you're dealing with. אמר, הרי היא משומרת, ואני איני משומר. שוב זה אמר, אמרי נא אחותי את. Say that you are my sister. So, I want to get back to where I start with the Tzarat. And now I'm jumping to Metzora, Zohar, verse Memtet, 49. Rabbi Lazar again. Why at the old days leprosy was exist? Why you need that? The prophet can tell you this house has a problem, yalla, we have to clean it. Look what Rabbi Lazar revealed to us about the Metzora, about the leprosy in the house. כאן אני צריך לומר דבר שלמדתי מאבי. Now I have to share with you something I learned from my father, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. בורא, so Rabbi Shimon said to his son, אנו למדים כאן מנגע הבית. We study something from that damage in the house. כי כשרוח הטומאה שורה בבית, when there is an impure system within the house, והקדוש ברוך הוא רוצה לתאר את הבית, and God want to help you to remove the evil negativity of your house, מה הוא עושה? What is God doing to you? שולח נגע צרעת בבית. He makes sure the house will have leprosy on the wall, everything is going on. שיקטרגו זה בזה. So the נגע צרעת, the leprosy, not on the skin, leprosy on the wall, start fighting with the negative force in the house. And that נגע אינו סר מהבית, אחרי שמתגבר על הרוח הטומאה. And that leprosy will never leave the house until he win that negative force in the house. ואף על פי שרוח הטומאה מסתלק מן הבית, עד שיצאו את הבית, העצים והאבנים והכל, אז ניתר המקום. So now we have two enemies in your house, not in yours, in the old days house. You have the negative force that live there, and you have the leprosy. So the Kohen come, recognize there is a problem, and then they destroy the house. Why did they destroy the house if the negative force left? Because now there is the leprosy. You know, that has to be removed. Look in verse 50 how we continue. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about Pesach in a second. כאין זה, מי שנטבע, somebody who become impure, ועורר את רוח הטומאה, and awakening the impure system, ושורה עליו, and it's dwelling on him, that's in our time, שרוצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לתאר העולם, when God wants to purify the world, מעורר כנגדו רוח דין חזק. God sent worse judgment than what you going through. שהוא נמצא בעולם ושורה על רוח הטומאה הוא, ונלחמים זה בזה. And then that worse judgment, finding your issue. עד שמעביר את רוח הטומאה מן העולם. ואותו רוח הדין החזק של הנגע שהעבירו מן העולם, אינו מסתלק כל עד שיתוץ המקום דהיינו הגוף. Unfortunately, because if the person has dwelling already impure system, then the person has to go through some tough time, and their tough time is fighting the body until it will be removed, and sometimes the body has to be collapsed. האיברים, the organ, העצמות, the bones, everything. Then everything become purified, the whole world become purified, והעולם נמצא בטהרה. I don't want to talk more about it. It's beautiful. So let's summarize. The whole idea of Metzora that we study new today about leprosy, talking bad, is two revelations. First revelation, in our days we don't have that leprosy that mentioned in the Torah because we don't have the merit to go through that so we can get rid of it. So it's hidden, which is more dangerous. Second thing, when that leprosy come into the house, it's actually come to fight something worse than that. And that's why you destroy the house. All right? I say other things, but that's are the two major things. I want to share with you a few things about Pesach that's coming soon. And those of you who need us to include you in our Passover Seder, please send list of your name and your mother name. Your name and your mother name, not father, mother name. You send, and make sure you give charity. If you do it for free, the impure system dwell on it. Whatever is free, the impure system taken. So all the time when you want to pray to happen, when you ask somebody to pray for you, give money. Always give money. Don't ever do it for free, because doing something for free, meaning you're damaging what meant to be yours. Very dangerous. So let's talk a little bit Pesach. First, this year, and I hope it's in the printing now. Everything is the last second. We have first time Agadah that basically explain everything in English, both sides, and in Hebrew, with a lot of meditation from our Zekluria, Rabbi Vitela from the Zohar, and from this year Rashash, Rabbi Shalom Sharabi. It's complicated in Hebrew. It's very easy in English. We make it sure that whoever read English will be the best time ever. But let's few nugget more about Passover, just things that came to me, not came to me by angel or by God, came to me from an amazing teacher from Yerushalayim. I'm going to meet Michael Naor, who is the student, Michael Maor, which hopefully will start teaching soon on Vital, in Hebrew and French. And what amazed me is things that he's teaching me from his teacher who passed away, is Rabbi Avraham Brandwein, who's the son of Rabbi Yehuda Tzvi Brandwein. Amazing. So, few things. First, matzah. When you look at the word matzah, matzah is mem tzadik a. We already know, it's explained also in the Agadah. Matzah is Gematria Av Sag, is 72 plus 63. Av, we know it's Chokhmah. Sag, we know is Bina, meaning the combination of both. But what he taught me last night, matzah is the same letter as mitzvah, but it's without the vav. The vav represents, those of you who study a little bit deep Kabbalah, with my son Yehuda or with me, matzah, the letter vav represents chasadim, like Yud K Vav K, the name of God. Yud is Chokhmah, A is Bina, Vav, Zer Anpin. Zer Anpin is chasadim. Chasadim. So what happened? In mitzvah, when you do mitzvah, what is mitzvah? You do it because you believe in God. You have two types of mitzvot. You have the mitzvot between you and God, and you have mitzvot between you and people. The mitzvah between you and God, you cannot add. It's a set thing. You cannot do Shabbat on Wednesday. Shabbat is on Shabbat. You cannot do Passover on July because you don't have time. You can't. This is the time. It's a set time. That's called mitzvot between you and God. Mitzvot between people has endless amount of options. You could be nicer every day to a person. So the mitzvot between you and God is more on a chokhmah level. More, it's a set. It's a din. It's for sure. This is what you're going to do. Mitzvot ben adam lechavero, mitzvot between other people, you can always add, that's why it's called chasadim. Chasadim mean kindness. Kindness, giving, helping. All different story. The word mitzvah has the letter vav in it. Meaning it's a combination of light of wisdom and light of mercy together. Meaning the essence of the light with the clothing of the light. And together is a combination that reveals all the light that you need. That's why by doing mitzvah, you're revealing light. Or by not doing a certain thing that God commands you not to do, you're revealing light. Very simple. Mitzvah is the easiest way to reveal light. What's the easiest mitzvah? Tzedakah. Charity. You have a pushka, you have a box in your house, you put money in it, and you give it for charity. You don't touch it. The easiest thing. Always do charity while you can, and always do more than what's expected of you. Matzah doesn't have the letter Vav. They took the chasadim away from it. They took the chasadim. What is the chasadim? Meaning there is no clothing to it. It's a raw, naked, light, strong, high voltage light with nothing that holds it. It's like I will force you to put your finger into the socket. So why do I want to connect to matzah? Wait a minute. I like the mitzvah better. Why matzah? Matzah is the light of wisdom. That's why it's called poor man bread. Poor man bread. Why poor? Call it rich man bread. Call it fancy bread, diamond bread. I can tell you a lot of names for branding it better. Poor man bread. It's amazing. In Kabbalah, they don't think about marketing. They just tell it to you the way it is. You like it? Take it. You don't? Sorry, that's what we have. That's Kabbalah. For me, it's unbelievable. This is what we're sharing with you. That's Kabbalah. Poor man bread. Why poor? The light of wisdom is so strong, and we don't have nothing to reveal that. It's poor. Why you call it poor? Because it's darkness. Like when Isaac became blind while he's blessing Yaakov. Blindness. What holiday was it? Who knows? Very good. Passover. What did he show? What the Midrash say that he showed Esau when he came after Yaakov took the blessing? He showed him the afikoman. Afikoman. He showed him the afikoman. Pesach is over. Afikoman. And Esav represents the selfishness. So Esav could not do nothing with afikoman. I'm about to explain the afikoman, but I'll keep it for later. First, matzah. Poor man bread, meaning the light is so strong that you cannot handle it, and that's why it's darkness. So why are we doing it on Passover? Very good question. Once a year, my friend, once a year, Hashem, God, the Creator, allow us to taste what's the original light taste like. If you only knew what's happening in Passover, you'll go on the plane and follow me to Israel. You're going to start riding on a bicycle if you knew how much light revealed. So much light of wisdom with no clothing is revealed, and you're allowed actually to touch it. I also know why it say in the time of Egypt that Bnei Israel, the Israelite, borrow from the Egyptian. What do you mean borrow? They're like kelim. They borrow kelim. Every person went to the neighbor and they took. What they borrow? They borrow the vessel or the tools that the Egyptian use to draw light into their life. Why do I need their tools? Because the Egyptians were wicked. What is a wicked person? Somebody who draw light of wisdom from above to below without nothing in sharing. Not doing sharing at all. So they took those vessels and they used those vessels for Passover to draw that light. What do we have to draw the light with? Matzah. Wine. 2 tools. Through that, you draw all the light that you need for that night. Only on Passover. So that's amazing. Another secret my teacher taught me last night, amazing secret. Afikoman. In the end of the Haggadah, you have Afikoman. It's a story that you tell kids. You hide the Afikoman, you let them find it. Afik mean Afik. לצאת, to go out. Man in Kabbalah mean מים נוקבים. I cannot lie that I didn't think about that before. My teacher told me that, but I didn't find an asmachta. I didn't find a foundation. So as a student or a teacher, I cannot share something I don't find proof to. But yesterday when he said it, I was very happy because he added more to it. And what he added, my dear teacher Michael, may Hashem give him long life. Afik mean coming out. Man, מים נוקבים. You know what מים נוקבים mean? מים meaning water. נוקבים mean female. What does that mean? A light that you push from below to above. What type of light is that? Chasadim. Chasadim, meaning when you do mitzvah, it's with the vav, that's chasadim. So what does that mean? Afik koman. Meaning the man is no longer there, it came out. Passover tried to teach you that doing the Seder, doing Passover, doing the time of the Seder, you're supposed to take the second matzah, break it by half. That's better the size. Many people are busy with the physical size. One of them designate to Vav, one of them designate to Dalet. The Vav is the Afikoman, you hide it. You hide it. You hide it. It's like the Malchut is hidden in the Rosh Hadeloit Yada. Which Malchut? The original desire that God created has been hidden. You can let the kids hide some matzah for them, let them find it, but it's a game because you cannot give them the Afikoman, you're not allowed. They're not allowed to see it or touch it. It's like the Malchut have to be hidden till Mashiach will come. The desire to receive has to be hidden. The temple in Jerusalem has to be hidden. All of it is the Afikoman. All of it is that piece that we don't talk about it till Messiah will come. Haggadah trying to tell you that piece that called the Malchut that God created, not the Malchut we enjoy now, the original desire, the tree of knowledge that was forbidden to be used to eat it by Adam and Eve, the original sin, that aspect can no longer affect us as it affects us all year, and they let you enjoy it in the end of the Haggadah. How can you enjoy the Afikoman? Do you know the rules about it? When the meal is over. Why you enjoy it when the meal is over? That's the only way you can actually enjoy the light of the original Malchut that was exist before the Tzimtzum. He and his name are one, is only with the Afikoman when you eat it and you don't think about how to enjoy it because you have satiated. The meal was great. You have 14 salad, you have lamb, you have duck, you have everything on the table. Fish, dessert. You don't want to eat. Now you eat Afikoman. Now you eat Afikoman. Because you no longer need מים נוקבים. You don't need to elevate anything. You need to draw that light. And that's why next to it is a kos shel Eliyahu. You do the cup of Elisha the prophet. Why then? Because Elisha the prophet will be the one who bring the Messiah. Messiah from the King David and Messiah of King Joseph. Both kings. Both of them will come. One from the house of Yehuda, one of them from the house of Joseph. And Eliyahu Navi will be the one who walked with them together with Moses. Very important to understand it. So remember, after the 12 days, we're counting 12 days of Nisan. After that, we have the checking of the Chametz. After we do the checking of the Chametz, we do burning of the Chametz the next morning. After we do burning of the Chametz, that evening is Passover. This year, if I'm not mistaken, it's falling on Friday night. I'm worried people will watch my video next year and be mistake. So I'm talking about 2022, תשפ"ב. תהיה שנת פלאי ברכה. It will be a year of wonder blessing, as I said in Rosh Hashanah. That year has everything in it, but that year has a lot to do with how much chasadim were revealed, how much kindness were revealed, and how good we are to one another. I want to remind you, clean yourself before Passover. If you have a job that you need to make money and you work very hard, when you come home, listen to some of my lecture on Passover, but skip the part when I talk about myself. And I'm sorry, sometimes I talk about myself there. So skip that part and just get to every lecture about Passover you can. This Agada will change the world. If you know any rabbi in your town, please let us know so we can send them the Agada, because we want every rabbi to use it and sign his name on it, so millions of people all over the world will be able to use it. That's what we want to achieve. And eventually, we're raising money to make sure that it will be possible to give it for free eventually. Thank you very much for listening to me, and may you have a good evening. And if you have a bicycle, start riding to Jerusalem, because it seemed to me that the temple is about to be built, the Messiah is very close. And I don't want you to miss that opportunity. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you.